My name is Christine Conderas. As the faculty marshal, it is my privilege to declare that the 118th Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts commencement ceremony is now in order. Please remain standing. On behalf of the faculty at MCLA, it is my distinct honor to bring congratulations and greetings to the graduates here today. We are proud of all of your achievements. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the president of MCLA, Dr. James Birch.
Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts, it is my distinct honor to convene today's 118th commencement exercises. I am delighted to be here as the 12th president of MCLA to welcome family members, faculty, alumni, staff, friends, and distinguished guests on this special day. And of course, welcome the class of 2017. I extend my sincere congratulations to all who will be recognized here today. Members of the class of 2017, this is a momentous occasion, and we are all excited to be here today to celebrate you and your accomplishments. As we begin today's ceremony, please remain standing as 3 senior class members from the Fine and Performing Arts Department come to the platform to sing America the Beautiful. Following their performance, they will be joined by other fine and performing arts singers and musicians for a performance of You Will Be Found. It is my pleasure to introduce and welcome Vervely Valdez, Victoria Fernandez, and Krista Chevery.
How y'all doing? This song is dedicated to those of us who have felt lost, who have felt marginalized due to the tensions in this country and on this campus. Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear?
Thank you, students. I would like to thank FPA Professor Laura Stanley for working with the students on those beautiful performances. Please be seated. We are here today to celebrate and honor the class of 2017. Commencement is the culmination of years of academic work and accomplishments of our graduates. During your time at MCLA, you have compiled a long list of accomplishments and inspired us with your success in the classroom, in the lab, on the athletic fields and courts, on the stage, in the gallery, and in the community. You have studied abroad, pursued research, participated in service trips and internships, and created community service programs that meet the needs you saw in the community. You've joined honor societies, held offices in student government, produced works of art, theater, dance, and spoken word, scored goals, runs and baskets, sunk putts, and crossed finish lines. Some of our graduates have returned to school after time off, bringing with them professional and life experiences that enrich class discussions and that underscore the importance of lifelong learning. Graduates who have fulfilled the requirements of a master's degree in education or a certificate of advanced graduate study have devoted themselves to changing the lives of students through the power of education. MBA graduates have balanced work while attending class on weekends and online to become better leaders and managers in the business fields. Many of you worked full-time or multiple part-time jobs while you pursued your degree. Some of you are parents raising families or caring for parents and grandparents, and you completed your education while balancing a plethora of responsibilities. You have set an example for all of us and have made your families and all of us at MCLA proud. You put your time and yourselves to good work, and today we celebrate all of you. We are grateful for the time we have had with you. Graduates, we are also here on this very special day because of the work of many, many members of the MCLA community who have put great energy and care into making this a wonderful experience for you. Today's exercises are made possible with the energy and enthusiasm of our staff in facilities, media services, IT, student affairs, residential program services, academic affairs, the registrar's office, Aramark dining services, public safety, institutional advancement, the commencement committee, and the countless volunteers. Let's thank this group with a round of applause. At a small college like ours, we have the good fortune to get to know our students and they get to know us. There are many people who have contributed in special ways to the accomplishments of our graduates, especially the faculty at MCLA. They care deeply about their work and take a personal interest in the educational experiences and well-being of our students. My colleagues and I are called to our work at MCLA by one common purpose. We want to contribute to the education of the next generation of leaders. Because of that purpose, faculty give of their time and expertise generously and without hesitation as we continue to build and shape the future of MCLA and public higher education in the Commonwealth. Our dedicated staff and administrators work in partnership with the faculty. No matter their role or assignment, our staff members go above and beyond to make MCLA a place where students can achieve powerful results. They serve the college with distinction, and their commitment to our students, our community, and one another is inspiring. Speaking for the faculty and staff of Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts, it is my sincere hope that we have done well by you and that your education has prepared you for a lifetime of possibilities. It is our hope that as you leave here, you do so with a greater understanding of yourself and the world. I invite the faculty, administrators, and staff who are here to please stand so that graduates and their families and friends can recognize and thank you. I would also like to recognize faculty and staff who have or will retire at the end of this academic year. 6 MCLA faculty members, Jennifer Auger from English Communications, Susan Burns from Sociology, Anthropology, and Social Work, Timothy Jay from Psychology, David Langston and Mary Levitt from English Communications, and Sharon Thomas from History, Political Science, and Public Policy leave MCLA having educated our students for 168 years collectively. Also this year, we bid farewell to retirees Annette Allen, Patricia Goman, Henry Legess, Jackie Marling, Anthony Morante, and Dennis Tash. Together, these 6 MCLA employees have given 157 years of service to the institution. Thanks to their efforts, we are a better, stronger institution, and you will all be missed. Please join me in congratulating all of our retirees. At MCLA, we are fortunate to be served by 3 volunteer boards: our Alumni Board, the MCLA Foundation Board, and the MCLA Board of Trustees. Appointed by the governor, our trustees represent the Commonwealth and MCLA with distinction and passion. Our trustees bring an array of professional, civic, and academic expertise. They are generous with their time and their resources so that we can remain a strong and vibrant institution. They are true champions of MCLA. Thank you, trustees, and thank you to the representatives from the MCLA Alumni and Foundation Boards. I ask that you all please stand and be recognized for your many contributions to MCLA. Our students and our communities are well served by public staff and officials who believe in the work that we do at MCLA and who represent us with great passion and advocacy. Now, more than ever, we need inspired, courageous, and committed leaders who serve the public good and advocate for state support of our public colleges and universities. We are fortunate to have with us today some of the people who provide that leadership and commitment. Katie Abel, Associate Commissioner for External Affairs with the Massachusetts Department of Higher Education. Adam Hines, Massachusetts State Senator. Gail Caridi, Massachusetts State Representative. Michelle Dubois, Massachusetts State Representative and MCLA alumna. Tricia Farley-Bouvier, Massachusetts State Representative. Paul Mark, Massachusetts State Representative. And I'm happy to introduce Jay Ash, Secretary of Housing and Economic Development for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I ask that our distinguished guests please stand and be recognized. I would now like to invite Secretary Ash to the podium to bring greetings from Governor Baker and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Secretary Ash.
Well, good morning, everyone. I am so excited to be here. In fact, so excited I drove 3 hours to be here to deliver you the greetings from the governor of this great state of Massachusetts. Well, that's not true. Well, I did come to deliver the greetings of the governor, but I didn't drive 3 hours here. You see, the first 2 hours I drove to participate in the world's largest pancake breakfast in downtown Springfield. You see, if there are going to be $3 stacks of pancakes anywhere, I'll drive to find them. Well, in coming here, though, I want to tell you that I am very proud of you, and I want to congratulate, well, I'm not actually here to congratulate you. You see, I'm the Secretary of Housing and Economic Development of the state. My job is to help locate companies here in Massachusetts, to help them grow and help them expand here in Massachusetts. And I actually came here to ask you for your help. You see, I have a problem. I need your help in solving it. Here in Massachusetts, we have the most people working that we have ever had in the entire history of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. The great news for me is that more and more businesses are coming here because they know that we're #1 in education, and you're proving that by your presence here today. But my problem is 2/3 of the businesses that I go to visit every day tell me that they can't find enough people to work in their shops, to work in their offices, to work to support the businesses and the Commonwealth as a whole. So there's a great opportunity out here. I would say across every spectrum, there are jobs available. Well, except for cabinet secretaries in the governor's office, but I'm happy that there aren't any jobs available there. But even in the legislature, there are jobs available. Even as state college presidents, there are jobs available today. You see, here in Massachusetts, there's an opportunity to do anything you want, any way you want. So I would encourage you, as you're thinking about your future, to think about what Massachusetts has meant to you already and what Massachusetts can mean to you in the future. And if truth be told, the reason why I'm here is because of this guy next to me. For this last year, I've had a great opportunity to work with your president, Dr. Burge, and we've talked about this region, we've talked about the entire Commonwealth. He's bragged on about all of you, and he's talked about the future for all the people who are fortunate to come through MCLA. Dr. Burge, I'm here to thank you personally for the commitment that you've made, not only to this graduating class, but to future classes, our region, and our entire Commonwealth. Thank you very so much for everything that you do. To your honorary degree recipients, and especially to Congressman Lewis, I bring the greetings from the governor. Governor Baker has asked me, especially Congressman Lewis, to thank you for being here, for sharing your special leadership with this class, and continuing to be the inspiration you are, not only for this class, but the entire Commonwealth. We're so lucky to have had you serving in Congress. We look forward to your continued service, and we hope that out in this audience, there's the next Congressman John Lewis, ready to serve. So thank you, sir, for all that you've done for this country. So my last comment, because I'm not the commencement speaker, is to just give you a little word of advice. As I go around, I am very rarely the smartest person in the room. In fact, I visited a daycare center last week, and I think I was in the meaty middle of the intelligence curve there. But the thing that I always am is I'm always the hardest working person in the room. And I will tell you, whether you're graduating tops in your class or you just made it through, the next chapter in your life is about hard work. There's opportunities out there for those who want to grab it. We'll continue to make sure in Massachusetts and throughout the country that the opportunity exists for all of you. I hope you all work hard, grab your piece of it, and I hope someday you're standing up here talking to the next class at MCLU. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you, Secretary Ash, and to our distinguished guests, I thank you all again for your leadership and support. Today, we also welcome some very special alumni guests, our golden graduates, who mark the anniversary of their commencement over 50 years ago. Members of the class of 1967 celebrating their 50th reunion are Gail Kennedy, Jean Slaney Peterson, Barbara Giusti Steele, T. Edward Taylor. From the class of 1967, we have other golden graduates from the class of 1952, Catherine Caridi Mogavero. From the class of 1953, Doris Hamilton Jones. From the class of 1961, Ann Koopman Dunn, Major Bernard Dunn, Daniel Foster. From the class of 1963, David Hathaway, Martha Bornak Hathaway. From the class of 1964, Dorothy Giusti Ransford, Ruth Zambert Zicko. From the class of 1965, Patricia Giganti McKee and Dennis Zicko. From the class of 1966, Greg DeBlois and Keena Andrews Hollerick. Would our golden graduates please stand and be recognized? It is now my great pleasure to introduce Timothy Williams, President of the Class of 2017. Tim has been very involved on campus since joining the MCLA community in 2013. He is graduating with a double major in political science and sociology and is from the small town of Coxsackie in upstate New York. Tim has served as president of the Student Government Association, president of the college radio station WJJW, treasurer of Unitarians in Action, and class of 2017 president. He has also held various positions on campus with residential program services, the Center for Service, admissions, public safety, and the physics department. Please join me in welcoming Tim to the podium.
I had to get this part out. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. How's it going? Good afternoon, everybody. We've all went through the struggle of learning how to ride a bike. We left the stability of those 4 wheels with the training wheels to the big kid 2 wheels. Those training wheels kept us upright and far from hitting the ground, and now we were putting our lives in mortal danger. My dad and I spent an entire spring one year trying to master riding a bike without any training wheels. Of course, I was filled with fear, trust issues, and a few knee scrapes. After months of not getting the technique down and a lot of frustration, I gave up. I declared I would never ride a bike in my life, ever. Luckily, I had a short attention span like most children, and on Father's Day, I went outside and finally mastered riding that bike by myself, and that's my dad's favorite part of the story. He always brings it up at parties. Now, as some of us have reached the end of our educational path, we should realize the people that have kept our bike balanced over the years. Gotta watch out for those paper clips. Whether it's the 3rd grade teacher that finally helped you master your multiplication tables, or the high school teacher who was someone you could always talk to about anything, or that college professor that challenged you to become the person you always knew you could be. We've all fallen off the bike over the past few years, but they have been there every time when we needed to get back up and try again. Think of the people that helped you along the way. I had Miss Weiss back in 1st grade, Laura Waterhouse in high school, and Ed Curtin and Jim Nabalski have made me a stronger person along the way here. Of course, I'd be wrong not to include family members and friends that have helped when things get a little wobbly. Send a thank you to those people. I'm sure they'd love to see what you've done so far. Today, we are about to have the real test, when your parent or guardian finally lets go of the bike and tells you to keep pedaling. It's going to be terrifying, and we can fall every once in a while, but we still have them there for us along the way. Remember that the path is not a short one, and a fall doesn't end the journey. Now we must be the global citizens that the world needs to help solve the crises that we face today. Go out and ride your bike, fall a couple times, but now you need to get up and keep pedaling. After all, everything from here is just like riding a bike. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim, and congratulations. I am confident that you and your fellow graduates will continue to represent MCLA well as you begin the next chapter of your lives. I am pleased now to introduce Christopher Tamburino, a candidate for the Masters of Education. Chris is a special education teacher who has been educating students with developmental disabilities for 15 years. He received his bachelor's degree from Syracuse University and a Master's of Arts degree in teaching from Rutgers, the State University of New York. Today, Chris will be receiving his Master's in Education from MCLA. Would you please join me in welcoming Chris to the podium?
Thank you, President Burge. Good morning, family, friends, faculty, trustees, members of the MCLA community, our wonderful education department, Congressman Lewis, and graduates of the class of 2017. In the world of special education and specialized programs, a special ed teacher should really only teach 12 students. A few years ago, as I ran my life skills program and Dean Osuki ran our exceptional program, we had an extraordinary number of students in our gen ed population who were either acting out, failing out, dropping out, or just needed out. Dino and I began getting requests to take more and more students into our programs, and we did, over and over again. It was the race to 20, our competition to see who could fill their classroom first with 20 of the highest need students in our district. Dino won, and I only hit 19. Most people in our field would say that we were crazy, always asking us why. Well, The answer was always simple, and it became our catchphrase. We asked each other, what is best for the student? So as I congratulate you today on earning your degree and taking the next step in your career, I present you with one final ethical dilemma. What will you do with your gift? Ask yourself, why are you here? What made you walk through those doors and proclaim, I want to become a teacher? Take a second to remember. I would argue that the reason, the moment, the experience that called out to you, become a teacher, may be one of the most defining moments in your career. In our field, it is easy to get caught up in state mandates, MCAS scores, layoffs, administrative demands, evaluations, duties, and the infamous politics of the profession. I know because I once lost my way. I was going to leave teaching after having established a wonderful program, earning tenure, and working with wonderful colleagues. I simply forgot my calling. That spring, I happened to meet a young lady named Shemeka. In our very first conversation, she said to me, "You're a pancake." Then she told me I was a coffee donut. And then she told me that I was her best friend. After visiting with her for several months, I regained my inspiration, and I quickly remembered that I had a gift for working with students with developmental disabilities, and nothing else mattered except the education and the well-being of my students. As I stand before you today, not the most eloquent speaker and knowingly admitting inspirational quotes, I would prefer to offer you a challenge. I challenge you to always remember why you wanted to become a teacher, to remember what your gift is, and to go out and make a difference in a child's life each and every day. And I'm not talking about the easy stuff. I'm talking about teaching it all, from the college essay to the algebraic equation to the sight words, as well as how to tie a tie, play at recess, navigate a divorce, handle a breakup, or swing a baseball bat. All of these moments can make a significant impact in a child's life, so take advantage of them. Forget about February vacation or summer break or taking your prep period. Why? Because your students need you now. It's your gift, you and your student. So make a difference, make it count, and put the student first every time. And hopefully, when you step back and reflect on your pedagogy at the end of each day, you can say, I always did what was best for the student. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. I offer my congratulations to you and to all the graduate candidates today. Today, we are privileged to recognize three very special individuals who have made significant contributions of service and leadership to Berkshire County, the Commonwealth, their respective communities, the nation, and the world. This year's honorary degree recipients are an accomplished and distinguished group. Their achievements in the areas of public service and the humanities are noteworthy and unique. Would Trustee J.D. Chesloff and Buffy Lord please join me at the podium as we recognize our honorary degree recipients? Would Ann Crowley, class of '77, please join us at the podium? Ann W. Crowley, you dedicated yourself to making a difference as you provided the public with important information. Your attention to detail, your desire to help others understand the world around them, and your determination to help the citizens of this nation prepare for their future are hallmarks of your distinguished career. For more than 35 years, whether as a journalist, a governor's press secretary and communications director, or as an executive and chief spokesperson for a company that helps millions achieve the American dream, you used your expert communication skills to benefit others. Your early college years occurred during a time of extraordinary news events, including the Vietnam War and the fall of Saigon, America's last manned mission to the moon, and the Watergate scandal. A member of the class of 1977, you attended the college when women's roles in journalism were broadening and growing, as was the study of communications. You were one of a small group of students on campus devoted to that study. Early in your career, you worked as a journalist, holding editor and reporter roles at the Times Herald Record in Middletown, New York, and the Westfield Evening News in Westfield, Massachusetts. Inspired by the work of prominent journalists who held our national leaders accountable, you focused your reporting on state and local government leadership as well as the criminal justice system. You went on to serve as a senior advisor to former New York Governor Mario M. Cuomo throughout some extraordinary emergencies and sensitive circumstances. During your 9 years with the state of New York, you advanced the public's understanding of the events that affected their daily lives and experienced such challenging issues as the AIDS epidemic, the death penalty, economic crises, the state response to racial riots, and the first deadly World Trade Center bombing in 1993, all of which required clear and thoughtful communication not only to New Yorkers, but to the entire world. In 1995, you joined Fidelity Investments, a leading financial services company that administers $6 trillion in assets as its Director of Public Affairs. Throughout your 19 years at the firm, you held several progressive leadership roles as an advisor to its senior management team, working in all aspects of corporate communications before your retirement in 2014 as the company's Executive Vice President for Corporate Affairs. Previously, MCLA honored you with the 1994 Distinguished Alumni Award. In 2014, you returned to campus to deliver the convocation address to the class of 2019 to share your experiences, insight, and advice, and to welcome the incoming class of students to the MCLA family. Ann W. Crowley, in recognition of your professional achievements, your great example as an alumna of the college, and your continued dedication to this campus and its efforts to ensure that more young women and men might attend MCLA, the Board of Trustees of Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts is proud to award you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. Would David Phelps please join us at the podium? David E. Phelps, throughout your career, you have demonstrated a deep commitment to others as you have dedicated yourself to ensuring the needs of those who live in your community and who not merely met but achieved at the highest standards. From your work in government to housing to health care, countless people have benefited from your tireless efforts, your expertise, and your refusal to accept anything less than the very best. You were born and raised in Pittsfield and attended local schools. Following your high school graduation, you headed to St. Mary's College in Notre Dame, Indiana, where you earned a degree in business management. From there, you headed to Washington, D.C., where you began a career in government in the Carter administration. You worked at the State Department as the Chief Administrative Officer of the Democratic National Committee, before completing your master's degree in business administration at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in New York. When it came time to raise your family, you headed back to the Berkshires, where you entered the housing industry, operating and developing government-assisted housing. It wasn't long before you were invited to join the leadership team at Berkshire Health Systems, the primary provider of health care services in Berkshire County. In 1993, during a tumultuous time of transition and financial uncertainty, you were appointed President and Chief Executive Officer of Berkshire Health Systems and of Berkshire Healthcare Systems. Over the past 25 years, you developed a sound financial foundation and ensured that Berkshire Health Systems would provide high-quality health care that is second to none. As a result, Berkshire Health Systems became the organization others look to in times of crisis. Most recently, you were instrumental in transforming the North Adams Health Campus into Berkshire Health North. The financial risk was great. However, you believed it was a risk worth taking. Now, our college community, as well as the greater Northern Berkshire community, continues to have access to quality health care, from 24-hour emergency care to a wide range of outpatient clinical and diagnostic services. This community enjoys exceptional care just minutes away from their homes. Long active in civic affairs and a leader in the Commonwealth's healthcare industry, you served several terms on the Massachusetts Hospital Organization's Board of Directors. A past president of the Massachusetts Association of Community Hospitals, you served on the executive committee of that group and are involved in most of the local economic development activities in the Berkshires. David E. Phelps, in recognition of your service to the community and for your commitment to providing all those who live in Berkshire County with convenient access to excellent health care, the Board of Trustees of Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts is proud to award you the degree of Doctor of Public Service honoris causa. Would Congressman John R. Lewis please join me at the podium? Representative John Lewis, you have devoted your life to protecting human rights and securing civil liberties. Known for the many key roles you played to end segregation in this country, you have been called one of the most courageous people involved in the civil rights movement. Your work continues today as you stand firm and lead the effort in pursuit of equality for all those who live in this great nation. Born the son of sharecroppers in 1940, you grew up on your family's farm and attended segregated schools in Pike County, Alabama. Inspired in your youth by the activism that surrounded the Montgomery bus boycott and the words of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., you decided to join the civil rights movement. Since then, you have been on the front line of progressive social movements and the human rights struggles in America. As a student at Fisk University, you organized sit-in demonstrations at segregated lunch counters in Nashville, Tennessee, and you volunteered to participate in the freedom rides of 1961 across the South. You were beaten and arrested, but you were not deterred. In 1963, you were named chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, which you helped form, and also became one of the Big Six leaders of the civil rights movement. You went on to be an architect of and a keynote speaker at the historic March on Washington in August 1963. On March 7, 1965, you led more than 600 peaceful civil rights protesters who were beaten back by Alabama state troopers as you marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge from Selma to Montgomery. This event, later known as Bloody Sunday, sped up the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. After you became director of the Voter Education Project in 1970, the organization helped to register millions of minority voters. You next ran for office in 1981, winning a seat on the Atlanta City Council. You have served as a U.S. representative to Georgia's 5th Congressional District since your election in 1986. Your commitment to the highest ethical standards and moral principles has won you the admiration of many of your colleagues on both sides of the political aisle. In addition to your continued work in Congress, you have reached out to today's youth through your love of books with your graphic novel memoir trilogy, March, about your participation in the civil rights movement. For your great work and many achievements throughout your lifetime, you are the recipient of numerous awards from eminent national and international institutions, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the Lincoln Medal. You received the only John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award for lifetime achievement ever granted by the John F. Kennedy Library Foundation. John Lewis, in recognition of your courage, your determination, and your perseverance to secure and protect the rights of others, the Board of Trustees of Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts is proud to award you the degree of Doctor of Public Service honoris causa. It is now my great honor and privilege to present to you our commencement speaker, the Honorable John Lewis.
Mr. President, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the faculty, parents, family, and friends, the honorable elected officials and appointed officials, I'm honored to be here to see each and every one of you, and to the class, this class, you're beautiful, you're handsome, and you look good. The class of 2017. You're smart, and I know you're on your way to go out and change the world. Now, Mr. President, thank you for honoring a poor child who grew up in rural Alabama, 50 miles from Montgomery, outside of a little place called Troy. Mr. President, you told the graduates, you told the teachers, all of the professors, all of the parents, that my father was a sharecropper. That is true. Was a tenant farmer. I remember so well when I was 4 years old in 1944. My father had saved $300, and a man sold him 110 acres of land. My family still owns this land today. On this farm, we raise a lot of cotton and corn, peanuts, hogs, cows, and chickens. I don't eat too many peanuts today. Don't tell the farmers in Georgia, I don't eat too many peanuts today. I ate so many peanuts when I was growing up, I just don't want to see any more peanuts. Sometimes when I'm flying from Atlanta to Washington or Washington back to Atlanta, the flight attendant tried to offer me some peanuts. I said, no, thank you. I don't care for any peanuts. But also on this farm, we raised a lot of chickens, you heard me say. And as a little boy, I fell in love with raising chickens. Any of you know anything about raising chickens? Why don't you show me your hands? You know anything about raising? Well, why don't we compare notes? But growing up there, I did fall in love with raising chickens. When the setting hen was set, I would take the fresh eggs, mark them with a pencil, place them under the setting hen, and wait for 3 long weeks for the little chicks to hatch. Now, some of you may be saying, I know some of your smart professors are saying, now, John Lewis, why do you mark those fresh eggs with a pencil before you place them under the setting hen? Well, from time to time, another hen would get on that same nest, and there will be some more fresh eggs. You had to be able to tell the fresh eggs from the eggs that were already under the setting hen. Do you follow me? You don't follow me. It's okay. It's all right. So when these little chicks were hatched, I would fool these setting hens. I would cheat on these setting hens. I would take these little chicks and give them to another hen, or put them in a box with a lantern, raise them on their own, get some more fresh eggs, mark them with a pencil, place them under the setting hen, encourage the setting hen to stay in the nest for another 3 weeks. I kept on fooling and cheating on these setting hens. And when I look back on it, it was not the right thing to do. It was not the moral thing to do. It was not the most loving thing to do. It was not the most nonviolent thing to do. It was not the most democratic thing to do. But I was never quite able to save $18.98 to order the most inexpensive incubator from the Sizzle Roebuck store. Any of you old enough to remember the Sizzle Roebuck catalog? You really do? Maybe your grandparents or great-grandparents? This big book, this heavy book, this thick book, some people call it the wish book. I wish I had this, I wish I had that. I just kept on wishing. But as a little boy, about 8 or 9 years old, I'm very good in raising chickens. I wanted to be a minister. I wanted to preach the gospel. So with the help of my brothers and sisters and cousins, we would gather all of our chickens together in the chicken yard, like together here in this auditorium, and we would have church. I would start speaking and preaching, and some of the chicken would bow their heads. Some of the chicken would shake their heads. They never quite said amen. But I'm convinced that some of those chickens that I preached to in the 40s and the 50s tended to listen to me much better than some of my colleagues listen to me today in the Congress. As a matter of fact, some of those chickens was just a little more productive. At least they produce eggs. But that's enough of that. When we would visit the little town of Troy, visit Montgomery, visit Tuskegee, visit Birmingham, I saw those signs that said white men, white women, white waiting, colored waiting. To go downtown on a Saturday afternoon to the theater to see a movie. All of us little black children had to go upstairs to the balcony. All of the little white children went downstairs to the first floor. I would come home and ask my mother, my father, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, why? And they would say, that's the way it is. Don't get in the way, don't get in trouble. But in 1955, 15 years old in the 10th grade, I heard about Rosa Parks, heard the words of Martin Luther King Jr. on our radio. The action of Rosa Parks, the words and leadership of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. inspired me to find a way to get in the way, and I got in the way. In 1956, with some of my brothers and sisters and cousins, we went down to the public library, trying to get a library card, trying to check out some books. And we were told by the librarian that the library was for whites only and not for coloreds. I never went back to that library until July 5th, 1998, for a book signing of my first book, Walking with the Wind. Hundreds of blacks and white citizens showed up. End of the program, end of the book signing, they gave me a library card. By this time in the Congress, that says something about the distance that we've come and the progress we've made. In 1957, 17 years old, getting ready to go off to college, applied to attend a little college 10 miles from my home called Troy State College, now known as Troy University. Submitted my application, my high school transcript. I never heard a word from the college. I wrote a letter to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I didn't tell any of my teachers. I didn't tell my mother, my father, any of my sisters or brothers. I told Dr. King I needed his help. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote me back and sent me a round-trip Greyhound bus ticket and invited me to come to Montgomery to meet with him. In the meantime, I've been accepted at a little college in Nashville, Tennessee. An uncle of mine gave me $100, a $100 bill. Gave me a Foot Locker. I put my few books, my clothing, everything that I own except those chickens in that Foot Locker, and took a Greyhound bus to Nashville, Tennessee. After being in Nashville for about 3 weeks, I told one of my teachers that I'd been in contact with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This teacher knew Dr. King. They both had studied together at Morehouse College in Atlanta. Dr. King got back in church with me and suggested when I was home for spring break to come and see him. So in March of 1958, I boarded a bus, traveled from Troy to Montgomery, and a young lawyer by the name of Fred Gray, who had been a lawyer for Rosa Parks, for Dr. King, in the Montgomery movement, he became our lawyer during the Freedom Rides and during the march from Selma to Montgomery. Met me at the Greyhound bus station and drove me to the First Baptist Church in downtown Montgomery, pastored by the Reverend Ralph Abernathy, a colleague of Dr. King, and ushered me into the church. I saw Martin Luther King Jr. and Ralph Abernathy standing behind a desk. I was so scared I didn't know what to say or what to do. And Dr. King said, "Well, you're John Lewis. Are you the boy from Troy?" I said, "Dr. King, I'm John Robert Lewis, but you still call me the boy from Troy." Growing up there, we grew up where my mother, my father, my grandparents, and great-grandparents were so afraid. They kept telling me, "Don't get in trouble. Don't get in the way." But as a student in Nashville, 17, 18, and 19 years old, we started studying the way of peace, studying the philosophy of nonviolence, studying the role in civil disobedience, studying the life and teaching of Gandhi. We had role playing and we had social drama. And then we start sitting there. Be sitting there in an orderly, peaceful, nonviolent fashion, and someone would come up and spit on you, put a lighted cigarette out in your hair or down your back, pour hot water, hot coffee, hot chocolate on you. And then we were told if we continue to sit in, we would be arrested, we would be taken to jail. During those days, young people, young students, you heard young people, especially young guys, talking about dressing and looking fresh, sharp, or clean. Well, I made up my mind. I had what I called an executive session with myself. I said, if I'm going to get arrested and go to jail, I want it to look fresh. I want it to look clean. I want it to look sharp. So I had a little money, but I went to a used men's store and bought a suit, and a vest came with the suit. I got dressed on Saturday morning, February 27, 1960, with other students. We went downtown to sit in. I was arrested. I felt free. I felt liberated. I felt like I crossed over, but I did look sharp. I paid $5 for this suit. If I still had this suit today, I probably could sell it on eBay for a lot of money. We've come a distance. We made a lot of progress, but we still have a distance to go. There are forces in America today that want to take us back to another place, another time. We come too far, we made too much progress, and we must not go back. We must go forward as a nation and as a people. I don't want to go back. I got arrested 40 times during the 60s. And since I've been in Congress, arrested another 5 times. My last arrest, almost 2 years ago, when 200 private citizens and 8 Democratic members of Congress had a protest on the Capitol ground, trying to get the Speaker of the House to bring forth a comprehensive immigration reform bill. If he brought this bill forth, every Democratic member would have voted for it, and enough Republican members would have voted for it. We would have passed it, and President Obama would have signed it into law. It doesn't make sense for millions and millions of people, including little children, to be living in fear in the United States of America. Set people on a path to citizenship. When the Pope came and spoke to a joint session of the Congress, he said, we all are immigrants. We all come from some other place. A. Philip Randolph, the Dean of Black Leadership, said during the 60s, when we were planning a march on Washington in 1963, he kept saying, my brothers and sisters, our foremothers and our forefathers all came to this great land in different ships, but we all are in the same boat now. Martin Luther King Jr. put it another way. We must learn to live together as brothers and sisters. If not, we will perish as fools. There's a mean spirit in America today. During the 60s, during the days of President Kennedy, there was a greater sense of hope and a greater sense of optimism. We must rebuild that sense of hope, that sense of optimism, and never let anything get you down. Young people, as you leave here, as you leave MCLA, go out there, get in the way, get in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble, and make some noise. Our country needs you now more than ever before. When you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you have a moral obligation, a mandate to stand up, and speak out. Be brave, be bold, be courageous, and never, ever let anything get you down. Don't get lost in a sea of despair. And never hate, for hate is too heavy a burden to bear. Just love everybody. There were individuals of mine, individual friends of mine, friends that I knew so well, who gave their lives. On the Freedom Rise in 1961, there was a young man from Copscop, Connecticut, who was my seatmate when we left Washington, D.C. on May 4th, 1961. Arriving in a little town called Rock Hill, South Carolina, we tried to enter a so-called white waiting room. We were jumped by members of the Klan. We were beaten and left lying in a pool of blood. The local police officials came up wanting to know whether we wanted to press charges. We said, no, we believe in the way of peace, the way of love. We believe in the philosophy of nonviolence. We continue to ride. Many years later, to be exact, in February '09, a month after President Obama had been inaugurated, a member of the Klan who was in his 70s and his son in his 40s, who had beaten us, came to my office in Washington and said, Mr. Lewis, I'm one of the people that beat you and your seatmate. Will you forgive me? I want to apologize. Will you forgive me? His son started crying. He started crying. They hugged me. I hugged them back. And the three of us cried together. It is the power of the way of peace. It is the power of the way of love. We must have the capacity and the ability to forgive and move on toward the building of what Dr. King and many of us call the beloved community, where we can respect the dignity and the worth of every human being. I happen to believe there's a spark of the divine in each and every one of us, and we don't have a right to abuse it or to destroy it. So as you leave here, I wish you well. Go in peace, with hope, with one love, and turn this society upside down to set it right side up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman Lewis. We're grateful for your presence and for your leadership. Thank you for being with us. As we begin to announce this year's degree candidates, I would like to acknowledge Modern Languages Professor Graziana Ramsden and Vice President of Academic Affairs Cynthia Brown, who will help us through this important part of the program. Thank you, Graziana and Cindy.
Will the candidates for the Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies and Masters of Education please rise? President Burge, I have the honor to present the candidates who have completed the requirements for the Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study and the degree Master of Education.
By the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts through the Department of Higher Education and the Board of Trustees of Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts, I am pleased to confer upon these designated candidates who have completed all academic requirements and who have been approved by the graduate faculty the Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study and the degree of Master of Education with all rights and privileges and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I invite faculty who have served as graduate program advisors to assemble in the area adjacent to the ramp to my right to greet the graduates.
Will the candidates for the Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies and Masters of Education please come forward? Brenna L. Muldoon. Angela Marie Armstrong. Maggie Harrington Esco. Kelly Lauren Zimba. Sabrina Vershot. Amanda M. Wright. Jesse T. McMillan. Lindsay Marie Osterhout. Marky Lee Blackwell. Kelly Leigh Burns. Christopher Tamburrino. Dino D. Suki.
Will the candidates for the Master of Business Administration MBA degree please rise? President Burge, I have the honor to present the candidates who have completed the requirements for the Master of Business Administration.
By the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts through the Department of Higher Education and the Board of Trustees of Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts, I am pleased to confer upon these designated candidates who have completed all academic requirements and who have been approved by the graduate faculty the degree of Master of Business Administration with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I invite faculty who have served as graduate program advisors to assemble in the area adjacent to the ramp to my right to greet the graduates.
Will the candidates for the Master of Business Administration, MBA, please come forward? Samantha A. Lincoln. Darius Antoine Griffin. Darcy Danielle Hess. Charlotte J. Christopher. Lisa A. Denol Viale. Jennifer Marie Meany. Jessica Lynn Lajess. Renee Joelle Gordon. Lori J. Keating. Kyle A. Jolin. Jason M. Stump. Michael P. Hagmeyer. Thomas Adye. Ryan W. Martin. Craig Allen Deraway. Ramsey D. Suki.
Since its inception, many students have taken on the extra challenge to be part of our honors program. Today, we are pleased to celebrate the graduation of 3 students who have completed the requirements of the honors program and who are graduating with all college honors. Students who reach this mark of distinction must complete a series of intensive honors courses with a grade of B or better, and they must also achieve and maintain an overall grade point average of 3.4. This year's honors graduates are Brett Belcastro, Melina Casamasima, Alexandra Romano. Also, we would like to acknowledge 6 MCLA scholars. These are students who have demonstrated significant achievement in independent scholarly work under the supervision of a faculty advisor, shown evidence of professional scholarship, and maintained a minimum GPA of 3.25. They include Melina Casamasima, Andrea Faccini, Siobhan Green, Margaret Case, Sarah Peck, and Rebecca Waterhouse. Would this year's honors program graduates and MCLA scholars please stand and be recognized? Congratulations on your achievement. In addition to earning their primary degree in an arts or science discipline, candidates who have been enrolled in the undergraduate education program at MCLA also have earned either a second degree in education or have completed the requirements to receive licensure in education. In both cases, the candidates have successfully completed a program designed to meet the requirements for state-approved initial licensure in early childhood, elementary, middle school, or secondary education. Will the undergraduate candidates for either a second degree in education or licensure in education please stand and be recognized?
Thank you. A number of students receiving their baccalaureate degrees today do so with distinction as the result of superior academic achievement. That is, they will graduate cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. These are notable honors, and the characteristics of each designation are defined in your commencement program. Professor Ramsden will note each student receiving one of these honors when that individual crosses the stage. And now, will all the candidates for the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science of the class of 2017 please rise? President Burge, I have the honor to present to you the candidates who have completed the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
By the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts through the Department of Higher Education and the Board of Trustees of Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts, I am pleased to confer upon these designated candidates who have successfully completed all academic requirements and who have been approved by the faculty the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. You may be seated.
Please note that in some instances, we will be calling more than one department to come forward at the same time. Representatives from the respective departmental faculties are invited to greet their graduates in the area adjacent to the ramp to the left of the stage as you view it. Thank you. Please hold your applause until all candidates in each major have received their degrees. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Sociology please rise and come forward? Alison Marie Morris. Michelle L. Slater. Kathleen J. Fitzpatrick Baltzell. Natalie Garcia Caney. Kelsey Ray Alfonso, summa cum laude. Sakan Sadowski. Austin James LaFrance. Lily Martetina Torres Breen, magna cum laude. Caitlin Renee Moon, cum laude. Mattie McGee Blair, summa cum laude. Kelsey Ann Kalikia, cum laude. Jessica Lynn Wojcik, summa cum laude. Sheldon Lean Stovall. Inzinga Anna Williams Eugene. Alison Kirby Cruz, cum laude. Mackenzie Leah Gregory Domel. Stephanie Hay Jimenez. Christy Jane Geary. Megan Elizabeth McClellan. Danielle Avery Hartnett, cum laude. Samantha Marie Kipp, cum laude. Amber Wilson. Dalia Aquilia Prince. Natalie Sandra Herbert. Janae Claudette Davis. Anthony J. Coty. Alfonsina Disla. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in History please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and Public Policy please rise? And will these two groups please come forward? Siobhan Ruth Louise Green, summa cum laude. Timothy Paul Williams. Elizabeth H. Kurz-Michael. Josephine Elizabeth McDonald. Nicole Marie Lojudis, magna cum laude. Robin Lee Sims. Nicholas Di Cristofaro, magna cum laude. Dylan Duran Stamford. Caitlin Hickey. Catherine Jane Rowell, magna cum laude. Nicholas Joseph Tardive. Jason Adams, cum laude. Rose Claire Fitzmaurice. Ryan T. Niels Grady, magna cum laude. Nathan Tyler Buchanan, cum laude. Roger Lee Coriel III, cum laude. Amber Rayleigh Coombe, summa cum laude. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Fine and Performing Arts please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Arts Management please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Art please rise? Will these three groups please come forward? Libby Ryan Small. Rebecca Ann Patterson, summa cum laude. Mallory Kate Scatine, magna cum laude. Nia Scott, cum laude. Lisa Ann Ryan, cum laude. Robin Donald MacDonald. Jordan Goyette, cum laude. Samantha Corinne Bedell, summa cum laude. Caitlin Sparrow. Katrina Eva McCall, cum laude. Juliana Cascarano. Bridget Forston, cum laude. Casey Lynn Nickel, summa cum laude. Victoria M. Perry, magna cum laude. Alexandra David Cotto. Mackenzie J. Shannon. Stephen William Bruzinski, cum laude. Katrina E. Staff. Rebecca L. Waterhouse, summa cum laude. Birbioli Valdez. Victoria Fernandez. Krista Renee Chevery. Connor John Noblet. Marcus Anthony Neverson. Brianna E. McDermott, summa cum laude. Erin Lee Drantramont, cum laude. Guy Francois. Julie Marie Leva, summa cum laude. Rachel Nicole Valliere, magna cum laude. Margaret Collins Case, summa cum laude. Isaac Henry Wood, magna cum laude. Caitlin Deandra Russell. Elizabeth Ann Erdesky, cum laude. Samwise N. Fox, magna cum laude. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Science please rise? And will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Mathematics please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemistry please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Physics please rise? And will these four groups please come forward? Jasmine Caitlin Figueroa Thomas, cum laude. Sean Kelleher. Yunus Umarov. Joshua John Malloy, cum laude. Eric John Rogers, cum laude. Maximilian Alexander May, cum laude. Rosine Anwabor, magna cum laude. Matthew Joseph Costa, magna cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Williams, magna cum laude. Alison Cecilia Gaylock, cum laude. Kayla Teresa Lavois, cum laude. Cara Pasiti, magna cum laude. Peter Roth. Jeffrey Francis Mason, summa cum laude. Megan A. Boucher. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Athletic Training please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Biology please rise? And will these three groups please come forward? Austin M. Jones. Catherine Elizabeth Daly. Andrew Michael Heyer, cum laude. Eddie Pomales, summa cum laude. Jamian Grace Meservey. Taylor J. M. Tabor. William Fitzgerald. Kennedy Hope Valois, summa cum laude. Arlita Ray Mung. Paige Autumn Filio, magna cum laude. Ryan McLennan Grant. Levon Hilling. Yupin Siri Kanwanachi. Stacy Joanna Essus. Shannon Teresa Lindlau. Alejandra Aguilar, cum laude. William Michael Jamros II, summa cum laude. Anthony J. Bazile, cum laude, cum laude. Jonathan Michael Sherry. Mary Rose Delap. Monica Lee Vogel, summa cum laude. Svetlana Marie Morel, summa cum laude. Ashley E. Clausen, magna cum laude. Lindsay Johan Wick. Alexi Anderson. Annie Georgia Gagnon, summa cum laude. Kurt A. Schultes II. Jesse A. Boland. Indy Ray Jones, magna cum laude. Andrea Jean Faccini, summa cum laude. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in English please rise and come forward? Brianna Nicole Bradley. Courtney Joyce Chester, cum laude. Jade Terrace, cum laude. Lauren Shea Levitt, magna cum laude. Dermar M. Coleman. Patricia Laura Louise Gary. Tanisha Joanne Drysdale, magna cum laude. Patrick Robert Mahoney. Eamon T. Andre. Kathleen Curran Lima. Jamileika Rojas, magna cum laude. Jack Martin Dawson. Daniel Robert Waller, magna cum laude. Tyler James Bacon. Jacob H. Mendel. Emily Maidembauer, summa cum laude. Imara Talor Renaud Crutulis. Harmony Birch, cum laude. Dominique Gabrielle Ackley, cum laude. Sebastián A. Conrad Delgado, cum laude. Alexandra A. Romano, summa cum laude. Diana Joanne Faulkner, summa cum laude. Gillian Nomura Russo, magna cum laude. Darlene Elizabeth Langto, summa cum laude. Ali G. Martineau, magna cum laude. Paige Elizabeth Brosowski. Julia Carroll. Danielle Augustine Kugler. William Francis McKay. Erin E. Nichols, cum laude. Anna Shamlian. Jacqueline Elizabeth Kelly. Sean N. Conkle, cum laude. Idalis Foster, magna cum laude. Simone Hernandez Seeger. Philip Shedd, magna cum laude. Michael Robert Smith, magna cum laude. Samuel R. Steeler, cum laude. Christopher M. Reamer. Jonathan Hall, magna cum laude. Jonathan Soloyo, summa cum laude. James Forgione. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Psychology please rise and come forward? Rachel De Grigoli. Caitlin M. Brown. Joshua Emmanuel Hall, cum laude. Morgan Jesuits, summa cum laude. Cassidy Doggett, cum laude. Grace Sayomi Ko. Timothy Glenn Williams, Jr. Megan J. Wajahowski. Milena C. Casamassima, summa cum laude. Sarah Jean Peck, summa cum laude. Emily Lynn Chevalier, cum laude. Michael Rooney, magna cum laude. Christopher Scott Briggs. Matthew James Lewis, cum laude. Ian Charles Larson. Catherine C. Deloy. Barack Polston. Suzanne Francis Byrne. Taylor Lee Sheldon, magna cum laude. Marina Ann Burzimati, summa cum laude. Nicolás Catalino Colón. Emily Honor Law, cum laude. Rachel Melanie Mills, summa cum laude. Alison Marie Clark, cum laude. Molly Elizabeth Lafleur. Kayla J. Hoteling, magna cum laude. Catherine Murray. Kayla Elizabeth Lingle, magna cum laude. Heather Jean Jones, cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth Heno, cum laude. Daniel August Schenkel, cum laude. Joel N. Georgie. Aaron Robert Starkman. Nina Merritt, summa cum laude. Brittany Antoinette Sims. Lindsay Hay Hathaway, cum laude. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies please rise? And will these two groups please come forward? Michelle Marie Hill, cum laude. Kelly J. Phillips, summa cum laude. Leanne Scarpito, cum laude. Rachel E. Colucci, cum laude. Kimberly A. Tuck, summa cum laude. Jennifer L. Powers, magna cum laude. Deborah Lee Thiel Hartwig, summa cum laude. Sandra Jean Robillard, magna cum laude. Susan J. Lily Robert, cum laude. Amy Marie Sinico, cum laude. Devin W. Snell. Brett Carson Amedeo Belcastro, magna cum laude. Brianna Jolene Gladue, magna cum laude. Andrew J. Gilvey. Kristen Nicole Trimble, cum laude. Annika Laura Pommers-Deer, cum laude. Kirby John Wisman. Emily May Anderson. Hallie Ann Karen, summa cum laude. Miranda J. Mooring. Alexis Jean Valentin. Julia M. Daly. Rachel Victoria Green. Emily Ann Marciniak. Jesse James Moore. Ian James Sullivan. Lauren Marie Scherer. Brittany Farina, cum laude. Megan Ian Bouchard. Alicia A. Langto, cum laude. Crystal J. Casal, magna cum laude. Amy Lynn Perez, summa cum laude. Diana Lyd Hadsell, summa cum laude. Donna J. Boschetti, summa cum laude. Sarah Clarissa Mule, magna cum laude. Karen N. Knoble, summa cum laude. Jennifer L. Rossi, magna cum laude. Sarah Hildebrand, summa cum laude. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Business Administration please rise and come forward? Brian Gary Harper. Brighton Christy Aubin. Nargisa Toskujeva. Michael Sean Connors, magna cum laude. Jessica Amanda Lovelit, cum laude. Nathan M. Gutman. Samantha Michelle Anderson. Travis Rice. Courtney Marie Durvage, summa cum laude. Courtney L. McLaughlin. Anna Elizabeth Despar. Braylee Ann Hanlon. Amanda Christine Ramsdell. Lyndon Elizabeth Dufour Dean. Selena Barber, summa cum laude. Daniel John Scorpa, magna cum laude. Colleen Elizabeth Regal, cum laude. Abigail N. Baker. Davis Margaret Terrell. Leah Erica Harwell. Caitlin Maureen Short. Ellen M. Rufo, summa cum laude. Kesley Pearl Lewis, magna cum laude. Melanie A. Meadon. Susan A. Di Grigoli, cum laude. Sherry L. Garrity. Jennifer R. Olansky. Melanie G. Herzig, summa cum laude. Adam Kendall Rice, summa cum laude. Liza Jane Scranton, cum laude. Annie Lorraine Sumner, magna cum laude. Brandon Robert Williams, cum laude. Trevor J. Daniels, cum laude. Tyler V. Panetti, cum laude. Miles Philip Candelet. Robert Louis Wabshinak. Abigail Kasian, summa cum laude. Giancarlo Bravo. Stacy J. Hewell. Gisa Guerrero. Anderson L. Dalmas.
The Greek philosopher Heraclitus suggests that the only permanence in life is change. If that thinking is indeed true, you, the graduating class of 2017, are very different people today than when you arrived at MCLA. It is the case that you now have a developing expertise in an academic discipline that you did not have 4 years ago. You have discovered the importance of others' ways of thinking that have challenged and perhaps changed your own thought patterns. Some of you arrived as business majors and are leaving as artists, while others who dreamed of becoming a teacher discovered the complexities of our educational system and are ready and prepared to enhance its quality. Some of you discovered an inner leader that allowed you to become president of the Student Government Association or captain of your athletic team. All of you have changed in one way or another, which is exactly what a liberal arts education should accomplish. You are now ready to learn even more about yourselves, your careers, and the world. It is also the case that the world is a different place today than it was when you arrived here. Violence, mistreatment, and discrimination of people of color and members of the LGBTQIA+ community continues, even here at MCLA. Threats of warfare are escalating in the Middle East and on the Korean Peninsula, and civility among our elected officials, with one noted exception in Washington, is an all-time low. Thank you. There is a pressing need. There is a pressing need in the world for thoughtful, intelligent, creative people. The world and our communities are calling for more MCLA graduates to ameliorate the conditions that have become so oppressive and so dangerous for so many. Fortunate for the world, you have been educated well by my colleagues at MCLA. You know how to identify and solve problems. You are skillful at working with groups of people to advance improvement. You are practiced in the art of knowing where to find beauty and how to help others find their own truth. As digital natives, you now know how to apply technology to solve problems, and you understand the importance of serving one's community. Let me reinforce what I've just said. We educate people to help advance society. We educate people to discover beauty and truth. We educate people to use technology. We educate people to be public servants. We educate students not just so that they have a better life, but so that we all have a better life. Could there be a more noble mission? This is our compact with society that makes higher education the most important social institution in our nation, and because of that, public higher education should be supported more fully. As graduates of MCLA, you are a promise we make to the world to honor the centuries-old purpose of American higher education, which is to respond to the needs and demands of society. You are the best hope and strategy we have to improve this broken world. And so this is my charge for you. The motto of Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts is Lux Esto Vera, in light there is truth. MCLA has lighted the lantern of truth in you. Use this light to reveal what you can do to improve the world for all of us. To the members of the class of 2017, you are now graduates of MCLA. Please move the tassel on your mortarboard from right to left. Upon conclusion of these commencement exercises, if you are able, please stand until the platform party has exited and our graduates recess through the cordon of faculty and administrators that will form outside. Please extend today's celebration by joining us in the Venable Gym for light refreshments. These 118th commencement exercises are now concluded. Congratulations to the class of 2017.